Okay, I see some people coming on. We're just going to wait a few more minutes. So we got about 40 to 45 people on, and we'll go ahead and start. So, and then I'll go ahead and introduce myself. So I see everybody coming in. Wait a couple more minutes, seconds. Okay, it's around 12:01. We just waited a few seconds for people to pop on. I still see a couple more coming on, but I'm going to slowly start introducing myself and just kind of giving everybody the lay of the land of what's going to happen in today's webinar. So good morning, everybody. My name is Dana Nowick. I'm the MLS marketing manager, product marketing manager, and I'm happy to host today's webinar for you. And I'll be going over all the tools that OneKey MLS has for you to help you get more listings. Now we're just covering a few of the tools today. I'll show you where to access all of them, but we wanted to really take you into a deep dive into some of these tools and showing you how to use them to get more listings, because we know that inventory is now low and we want to get more listings out there. So with that said, I'm going to stop it here and there. It's about 40 minutes, 45 minutes. I'll stop every few minutes after I cover each tool. There's a Q&A button here, I believe you see on your end. So if you have any questions, feel free to type them in. And keep in mind, I'll cover them. I'm not going to wait to the end. I'll stop for a few minutes and cover them, so we kind of keep it a little, as much as we can in interactive setting. So again, take advantage of that question and answer. And after this webinar is done, they'll send you a recording and also the slides as well. And you can always contact me. I'll have my contact information at the end. So with that said, I'm going to go into it. And this, again, this is how to get more listings with using OneKey MLS products. So I just wanted to open it up to say what potential sellers are looking for in today's market. And again, some of these tools we'll talk about what's happening, can help you navigate through COVID and the pandemic. But really they're looking for market knowledge. They want a knowledgeable agent that knows the market, that understands what's going on, that when they have a question about what's going on with homes for sale, how much, is the average median price, that you really know the area. And just think about it this way: when you go into buy a car or a washing machine appliance or wherever you go, when you talk to a sales representative, you want to be comfortable with what you're purchasing, and you want to know that they know what they're talking about. So that's who you pretty much will choose. I'm sure that's what you will use to work with. So you want to know your market. And digital savviness is a big one, especially today since the pandemic hit with COVID. Everybody's digital now, all these Zoom meetings and tools and showings online and all this kind of stuff, that the sellers really want somebody that's digital savvy. They don't want to ask you a question and see if you have a tool and you're not sure how to use it. So you really want to be able to get familiar. These tools are digital, but with how to use them. And again, communication, you have the market knowledge and you are digital savvy, and you want to stay in communication with these sellers. And in terms of when you first contact them, you want to communicate with them until they're ready to sell. So it's almost like you're in for the long game, not just, one or two touches. Okay, so that's three things, and these tools will help you cover these three things. So the first set of tools we're going to cover are helping you. There are more marketing tools for you to promote yourself with the sellers, with potential sellers. So these two tools are called Showing Time, which is the one I'm going to talk about now. And everybody, I think, is familiar with Showing Time. It's a great, and they're free. It's a free OneKey product. It keeps you in charge of the showing process. So you're able to navigate and schedule showings, and it's a great showing software. But what you can do with it with your potential sellers is you can keep your sellers involved in the showing process, especially in today's market. During the pandemic and COVID, sellers want to know, I'm sure, at certain protocols in place and who's going to be coming into their house, and maybe they want to know more about who is coming in, who's exiting, when it's done, when is the showing. So this Showing Time really allows you to control the process and keep your sellers comfortable. So you want to talk about that with potential sellers if they have these questions. So you have this tool in your arsenal. And again, you might not use it every single time, but it's there. So there is an app. It's the Showing Time app. Now, we also have Showing Time you can access through Stratus, but there is an app that you can download. It's free, and it allows you to really have control of the showings. You can schedule showings for your sellers. You can block out times and dates from here. You can manage appointments. You can read and reply to feedback. You can share this showing activity with your sellers if they want to be part of the process. You can update listing instructions, and you can actually sync it to your phone's calendar. So you know how you get those alerts like you have an upcoming appointment. So this is the Showing Time app for agents. Again, it's a great tool to really take control and get your sellers involved. So you would go to your app store and download that. The next app Showing Time provides is the Showing Time app for sellers. So this is My Home by Showing Time. Again, maybe not every single one of your sellers may want this, but if you're on a listing appointment, or again, you're talking with a potential seller and you see that they want to be involved in there, they're a little hesitant about who's going to be in their house, you can actually now market yourself a little bit better and tell them, download this app, and it makes it easy for sellers to manage and take part in the home selling process. They also, with this app, they stay connected to you. They can confirm and decline, again, showing requests. They can see the upcoming appointments on this app. They can review their home showing and feedback activity. They can easily contact you and adjust their notification preference. So again, this is the app for the sellers. It's a great app. I had a couple of questions, agents actually asking about it. If you have any questions, please type in that Q&A box, and this app can be downloaded by your sellers if you choose to keep them up to date and they want to stay up to date. Again, so that's a great marketing tool to use as you're going on listings or talking to potential sellers. So again, these are the tools that we're covering that keep you engaged with potential sellers, and they're marketing tools for you to talk about what you can offer them. ListTrack is another tool we have that you can actually use in your marketing efforts and prospecting, keep sellers involved and up to date. ListTrack is another free tool. The general overview of ListTrack is it allows you to see how all of your listings are performing online, how many hits they're getting on Zillow, on OneKey MLS, where these hits are coming from. I'm going to stop. I just see a question coming in. Can you upload COVID-19 forms questionnaire onto Showing Time? Not that I believe there is a tool for that. I can, I see it, who the question's coming from. I can actually get you that answer after. There is a place to do that though if you want to send out those disclosures. You can either do it through Instinet for now. So again, ListTrack allows you to show yourself, see what's happening with your listings, and it shows you where actually the views are coming from. But what we're going to go into a little bit deeper into ListTrack is they have a free weekly seller report for your seller that shows your sellers how their home is performing. And again, it keeps them empowered. It keeps them part of the process. It's for those sellers that want to stay engaged. And again, these are just marketing tools that show you when you, again, are taking that listing appointment and or speaking with prospective sellers or answering emails, you have this tool you can offer them that every week, or you can set them up on a monthly basis, however you want. Again, this is a sample report that you can drip these market reports to them. You simply put in their contact information and ListTrack sends this for you. So you don't really have to go in every week and do it. It's kind of a set it and forget it, which makes your life easier and they get the information they want. So that's another great free tool. A question coming in, is there a ListTrack app also? No, ListTrack, good question, because this actually, where you go to access ListTrack is you log into Stratus and you go to the resources tab. So let me just show you where you can find a lot of these tools that I'm covering today. I'm just gonna X out of here for a second, and I'm gonna go into Stratus, and there's a resources tab in Stratus. So a lot of these tools that we're covering, ListTrack, Showing Time, you can access in here as well through the resources tab. Some of these tools have apps like Showing Time, some of them don't, but ListTrack is actually right here, and that's where you would go to access ListTrack. Okay, let me go back into full screen here. Okay. I have all these windows popping up on my end. Okay. All right, so we're going to go into the market knowledge part of this. And these are tools that we have that allow you to create awesome market reports that are very detailed, that allow you to prospect new potential sellers. And I'll show you a couple examples on how you can use these reports in your marketing campaigns to target new potential sellers or off-market properties. So the first one is RPR. Realtors Property Resource. Again, another free member benefit. Everybody knows RPR. You can create all these great reports. You can create a CMA, and you have a lot of great tools. If you want to check it out, if you want to see how you can create a CMA and RPR, you can do that as well. But we're going to take a deep dive into the 2 reports you can create in RPR that potential sellers are looking for, right? So one is the market activity report. I don't know if anybody's generated a report. And if you have any feedback on these tools as I'm going over this, your feedback is great. I can bring it up and see how you like it or not. So you could give us feedback on it as well in this webinar. So the market activity report is a great snapshot about the changes in a local market, including what's active, what's pending, what's sold, what's expired, price changes, in a local area for sellers that you're looking to target. So for example, how would you use this report? And let me just show you an example of it. So again, I'm going to X out of here. And let me just show you a sample of a market activity report right here. So I ran one. You could do it by zip. You could do it by different. I just ran it for one town just to keep it easy. So here's what it shows. It gives your prospects a median estimated home value. And again, these numbers are accurate because this is put out by the National Association of Realtors. So they're pulling in MLS data as well. So this is not just estimates that, some company is throwing out there. These are numbers that are put out by NAR, and they're honing into everybody's MLS data. So your data's here. They just put it in a great report. So here's the median estimated home value. It shows them the change over the last month, the last quarter, how these prices are changing, right? It also gives you median estimated home value here. I guess that's the same thing right here, right? And then it does the same thing, total of distressed properties, median sales price, the changes of it. It shows you the median list price, up and down changes over a certain amount of time. Shows you the number of properties, new listing, pending sales, price changes. Again, it gives you all this data, right? And it shows some new listings on the market at that time. So again, this is a great report. You can pick and choose what you want. I put everything in this report, but if you don't want to put in pending listings, you don't have to. As you generate that report, you can take out, it gives you check boxes. You can uncheck pending listings. So that's an example of that. So how would you use this report in your day-to-day prospecting? So when talking with homeowners, you can share it. You can print it if you have a CRM, an email marketing program. You can send this report to a list of sellers or a seller that's in it, that it's in a certain location. You can email this report. You can text it. You can print it out and drop it in a few mailboxes of some homes that you think that might be looking to sell. So again, it's great content. Can this report be shared on social media? Yes, there is a way to do that. And I have all these questions, and I can actually send you the information on how to do that after, on how to do it. So yes, but when you log into RPR, again, you would access RPR in Stratus. I'm just going here now under the resources tab. And here's RPR. Let's give me that. So that's the market activity report. Another great report that potential sellers and homeowners like is the mini property report. So this is a great little report that you'll find that they will find very easy to digest. Why? Because it's all about their home. So your branding's on it. You'll have the value, the list price, the comp analysis results, homeowner and homeowner facts. So let me just show you an example of this mini property report. And I'll move over here. So you type in an address in RPR and you hit mini property report, and it does all the work for you, right? It gives you this current estimated value, which you could go in and update and change or work with, right? But this is the one RPR just gave off the bat. Again, they let you change that and update that. So it gives them all the home facts, extended home facts, property history, sales history, assessed value. And again, you can include all these pages or not. I just put everything in there. all the mortgage records, deed records, price per bedroom of house sold, they have square foot prices, housing stats and charts. So it gives you all the median estimated home value over the 12 months, list price. It gives them all this. These are just great reports that show really that you're the neighborhood expert. So if a homeowner gets this, or you're working with somebody that's thinking about selling and they see this report, you definitely look like the market expert. So it's a great report to have. Again, you can use it in your prospecting arsenal in terms of, however you are communicating with a potential prospect via email, social media. You could put, well, you don't want to put that on social media, but you could drop it in their mailbox. If you're talking to somebody, it could give you the extra touch. If they're on the fence or they're not sure who they want to list with, or they're thinking about it, you can just, print this report and throw it in their mailbox. So it's a great tool. Let me just see if you have any questions. Okay, I'm working on an RPR evaluation that I would like to send to a seller, but it just seems so long when it includes the comps. Yes. Is there a way? Yes. Is there a way that I can make the comparable comps shorter so it doesn't take 64 pages? Yes, some of these reports when you go to print them are like 75 pages. But yes, on the end, when you print it, I can show you, Denise, again, I'm going to take all of these names with these questions, and I can show you really how to do that. I don't want to get, it takes about 5 minutes to show you, so I don't want to sidetrack too much from this webinar, but yes, there is a way to deselect some of the pages before you print the report and take out some of those comps if you want. You have control over that, and I can show you that. Good question. Another question, would you recommend that you send this report to a buyer that is offering less than the market value? Sure. So if you want to send them this report, yeah, that's a great idea. Of course, you can send that to show them what it's valued at. Absolutely. And you have all the supporting information behind it. So sure. Okay. All right. So we're going to move on to so that's RPR, great two tools, two reports to keep in mind for sellers. And another great way to prospect with sellers is the MLS market report generator. So when we talked about RPR, that's, it's more in depth. It's got a lot of pages. It's got a lot of statistics. It's got some smaller reports, but MLS market report generator is a great one-page marketing tool that you can use prospecting sellers if you want. So let me just show you what that is. And it's free. And the market report generator is located in, again, bear with me as I navigate through these tools. So it's on OneKeyMLSNY.com. And for anybody that hasn't seen this site yet, this is your MLS member site, your OneKey MLS member site, where all the products and services available to you are located, and you can learn more, your IDX, your website tools, resources. There's a help center, there's videos. I mean, there's a lot of questions going on with different fields, and I don't want to get into that right here, but different fields in Stratus, and there's a lot of webinars with clear cooperation, and all that can be found here. But the market report generator is under the products and services tab. That's what we're talking about today. Under the free benefits, so you go to Stratus users. And these are where all your free benefits are. Like, I'm not covering all of these today, but again, these are where they all are. And here's the market report generator. And you click generate report, and it takes you to the generator. So I'm going to run through this very quickly. Just put it in a town. Say you have somebody that's looking to sell in Massapequa, and they kind of want a snapshot of what's going on. They don't want to get too in depth yet. Maybe it's just a conversation you're having with them. You want to maybe see if they're looking to sell, and showing them that prices are, it's a seller's market, prices are going up, and all that kind of stuff. So you put in their town. You can do school district as well. You have property type here, right? I'm going to leave it all in just so we can get a broad view of this. You could do number of families if you wanted to show them, if maybe they have a 2-family, you can do a 2-family instead, show them kind of specifically more what's in that category of 2 families. And we're going to do sold properties. We're going to do the median price because that's always more accurate. And let's do, I don't know if you want to do, you could do 6 months, 3 months, 1 month. We'll do 6 months maybe to see what's going on these past six months. And we'll start it in August. and it'll go back 6 months. Now, don't forget here to add your contact information, because on the bottom of each report, as you print this or share it, it'll have all your contact information. You want to put that in there. And then you hit generate report, and this is the report. So you can see it's a little bit more of a quicker overview of what's going on. RPR is a little bit more in depth, but both show great information. So it just shows them over the past 6 months, and it compares 2020 versus 2019, 2018, each 6-month period, what's been happening. And here's what the median price has been doing. So they've gone up, right? Same with condos. Here's a chart right here. It compares the month. So the current year, August 2020 versus August 2019, it shows them that the prices have been gone up 5%, almost 6%. From last August, and there's a nice bar graph. And yes, you have sharing options here as well. You can print it. So if you have a certain block you want to target, and we'll show you how to see if who's, we can show you that in the next couple tools. We'll show you who you can target in certain areas that are likely to sell. But you can print it, and you can go ahead and put your contact information on it, or a business card, or however you want to. You can drop it in people's mailboxes. You can do a mailing. You can share it on your social media. Right here, we have a sharing icon. So again, this is great market knowledge to help you get more listings. And you can email it, or you can put it in your CRM if you have certain people that are looking to sell, depending on how you group your contacts. Let me see if we have any questions. Oh, sure. Can you show me again how to get to the MLS market report? Sure, no problem. So the MLS market report is, and everybody might want to just kind of make a mental note of this site, the OneKey MLSNY.com. This is your member site. So again, anything that OneKey does, any of its newsletters, anything coming out in the industry, it's all updated here. You can actually log in to Stratus here, but it's OneKey MLSNY. You go under, actually it's right here, the market report generator under products and services. Great, it's a nice easy tab. So you see that OneKey MLSNY market report generator. So again, great content and market reports to give to potential sellers, homeowners, because they really want to know, you want to know the market, and you want to show them why they should sell. What's in it for them? Prices going up? Are they going to get more now if they sell versus if they sell in a year? You know, maybe now's the time. Okay, so let's go back to the presentation here. So right here, this isn't really an MLS tool, but I definitely wanted to include it because we can't talk about prospecting or getting new leads with sellers if we don't talk about Facebook in the digital world. So a Facebook lead generation ad is a great tool to use on social media if you're looking to prospect for more listings. So what this ad does is, once you have your Facebook page set up, if you have a Facebook page set up, you need to have a Facebook page set up to run this ad. You go in and you're allowed to create an ad, and you can select lead ad. So what Facebook does is it sets up the ad for you to actually get contact information. So if you can see the sample right here, I know it's kind of far away. Oh, let's go back. Right here is kind of an ad. So what happens is you say, again, you have to offer them something of value. Just say, want to know what your home is worth, or do you want a mini property report, or you want to see how your local neighborhood is doing. Click here, it's, click the bottom button below and I'll send you one. And what it does is, once they see this ad on Facebook in their news feed and they're interested, Facebook takes them to a contact form where they put in their name and email. Now you can ask for their phone number and address and stuff. I wouldn't recommend doing that. Just their name and email is, because that's all you need to email them these great reports. And they hit next, and then you go in and you get that information and you send them the report. So again, this is great. You have to, it does cost to do this. I mean, you could set the price. It could be $5 a day, $4 a day, $20 a day. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive. But again, this is another great way to run some ads on Facebook and get potential sellers and getting their contact information and starting the drip process. But don't forget to offer them something of value. And these reports are great. So that's why I wanted to cover those reports, because in these prospecting tools, you can use them. Any questions so far? Let's see anything. Okay, so that's a Facebook lead generation ad. I see one coming in. How do you get this again? Facebook lead generation ad you have to do in Facebook. So if you have to have a business page. And once you set up your business page, or if it's set up, Facebook has what's called a, you'll see it. I'm not going to open it up now because I don't want to take too much from this, but you'll see it'll say create an ad on the page, and you'll select Facebook lead generation. It's also called the Ads Manager. So, okay. So this is the ad right here. I'm going to go on to the next. So this is just going to stop for a second, and just before we get into our prospecting tools, which are great, and how to see who's going to sell or who's likely to sell, or get some nice seller lists going on. I'm just going to say the only way to get deals is to first contact a prospective client, identify whether they're a buyer or seller, which we're looking for sellers, gain their acceptance, which is doing some marketing and tools and reports, and complete the sale. So you want to get to them first if you can. I have a question coming in. Okay, how do we connect RPR with Facebook Ads Manager? You don't connect RPR with Facebook Ads Manager. You create an ad and you ask them to contact you. And what happens is you get their email through the Facebook ad, and you would email them the report. And you can use the market report as the ad in Facebook. Somebody's saying that we use this market report as an ad in Facebook. Sure, you can create the ad with the market report if it lets you do that. No problem. You can get as creative you want with that ad as you can. You can put a image of the report. You can do all that. Great idea. So a great tool to look up potential sellers and actually see who they are is HomeSnap Pro. I don't know if anybody's downloaded this. This is an app, the HomeSnap Pro app. It's a free tool included in your as a member benefit. The app itself overall is a great app to use for MLS information. If you want to look at properties, if you want to text properties to buyers or sellers, it's a great app. But we're going to go a little deeper into it, right? You can work with your buyers. To go into the section of this app and to look up off-market properties, and you actually get owner information. I think I see a few questions coming in. Nope, I don't. Okay, so let me come back here. So if anybody, you could take a second now if you want. You can go ahead and try to download the app. Again, this is an app, so in order to access this feature, you have to download the HomeSnap Pro app. And let me just show you what that is. Where you would go. You go to your phone's app store, like on your actual mobile phone. And it's called, I'm going to go to the app store right here. It's called HomeSnap Pro and Rentals. That's the name of the app, and it looks like this. So if you want to do that now or after the webinar, you sure can. And we're going to go back in and just show you that once you open up the app, and if you're familiar with using the app, you can search a town, you can search a zip code, wherever you're looking to prospect, and you can actually go in and it shows you off-market properties. So you tap that off-market property, you see if the home, they give you a likely to list, a most likely, a least likely, so you kind of have some idea if they are. But then once you go a little further on this with the details, you get the current owner's information. So this is free to everybody. This is, you don't have to pay extra for this. This is included in HomeSnap Pro. So you can see if they're on the do not call list, but if they have an email, it's there too. So what do? You take the email, you put them in your spreadsheet, and maybe you send them this report or send them a report or reach out to them or start drip prospecting. But let me just show you a quick video on this feature. It's great. Close out here. If you have your volumes, you could turn them up so you could hear this. So it just shows you, I want to show you how it works in action because I can't demo it on my phone while I'm doing the webinar, but let's see.
Take your prospecting to the next level by accessing homeowner profiles that include demographics,
Wait one
phone
second,
number.
before I do this, let me just see. if the video's on. Yes, it is. Okay, let me do that. I'm sorry, this is just
email addresses,
the whole new world. Okay.
take your prospecting to the next level by accessing homeowner profiles that include demographics, phone numbers, email addresses, and much more. This is an agent-only feature. Homeowner profiles can be accessed on off-the-market or active MLS listings. To access homeowner information, select any property. I'm going to be selecting an off-the-market property. Once on the property record, scroll to the current owner or related people portion. I'm going to select the current owner. This will provide information to the current owner and any former occupants or owners available through public record. When you've selected the homeowner, HomeSnap will distinguish this person is in fact the homeowner. Agents who have upgraded to Pro Plus, denoted by the Pro Plus symbol, will be able to get additional information such as demographics, age, gender, education, estimated income, marital status are a few options you may see. Additionally, if we've identified any social media presence, this will be found here as well. This is a paid subscription benefit. However, as part of your free MLS sponsored app, denoted with the yellow Pro symbol, agents will have access to the homeowner's contact information. Please follow the Do Not Call list icons denoted throughout the app. Finally, you will see any homes this homeowner may also own. In this case, this homeowner has 2 homes, one here in Chevy Chase and the other in Rehoboth.
So that's just kind of a sample of how that works. To find off-market property. So what, you do have to put a little bit of the work in. So what you could do is if you have an hour or two, you go through the off-market properties, you get the emails, you start building your lists to prospect more. So, somebody was saying they don't just fall out of the sky, the leads. So you have to just, sit down for maybe an hour each night or whatever it is and go through the app and see what streets you want to just start with streets. You might want to start with certain pockets and take these off-market properties, look them up, see what's going on, and you can get the email and the contact information here. Right, so that's a great way to get some insight for possible potential sellers. Just want to see if there's any questions. I got a few. This will give telephone number of expired listing. It gives the information for off-market properties. Right? Is HomeSnap Pro for New York State only? No, it's not. HomeSnap Pro covers whatever MLSs belong to it. It's a great tool. The HomeSnap can only be used as an app, not on a desktop. You can use it on a desktop. There is certain things you can do on the desktop versus the app, but it's really the app that has all these great features. Is there a fee for Pro version? No, she was saying in that video, is there a fee for the Pro version? No, there's no fee for the Pro. So all this owner information, you see it's Pro, that's all included. The Pro Plus, there's a fee for, and that was knowing more of the demographics about the owner, which is Pro Plus. But yeah, the basic stuff you need to do to really target that potential seller is included, and it's free. Right, so I have another question, how to search, where is the search box, where can I enter the address? So you have to download the app first. And if you're not familiar with the app, you can go to HomeSnap Pro. They have some great tutorials. You go to homesnappro.com and they have a university. You go to homesnappro.com. Again, that's where I got that nice video. And all the tutorials are here. So, and if you could, okay, and you could just play around with it. Again, all the videos are here from all the, can you see the status of their mortgages? Not through HomeSnap Pro, but the next tool I'm going to show you, you can. So that's another tool we're going to go into, right? Just one more thing before we go on to Remind, which shows you all that information again. Again, this is quick. This is on the phone. You can download the app, and there's a couple other things you can do with the app. You can do a rapid CMA, or you can actually show potential sellers how much they can pocket from a selling. So if you're looking at a house on the app and it's off market, you can absolutely email them this rapid CMA through the app. Again, this is all done through HomeSnap Pro. This is quick. Think about HomeSnap Pro as maybe you see a home or, you know, maybe you're driving around and you see a home and you look it up, it's off market, you have their email, you could actually create a rapid CMA in the app and send it to them if you want. Or you can go home or to the office or wherever everybody's going now and sit down and go through a neighborhood and get the emails and put them into your spreadsheet. So there's got to be a little bit of a method to each one. So again, they have some great tools you can offer these sellers in the app. So the last tool we're going to cover, just want to see if there's any other questions in the chat. Okay, what is the best way to get the telephone number of an expired listing? We're going into this now, into Remind. So Remind is great. It's target marketing at its finest, where you can actually go into the Remind platform. Again, this is an MLS benefit. There's a free starter package that you can use, and you can actually prospect with the free one pretty well, I believe. I mean, if I was an agent, I would definitely start there and get out my pen and pencil and an Excel spreadsheet and prospect with the Remind. It's located in the info center in the resources tab in Stratus, and I'll show you that in 2 seconds. But what is Remind? And I'll show up a picture here. Basically, it's a platform that allows you to look up any area you want to start prospecting for potential sellers or homeowners. And you zoom in, this is a little bit out, but you keep zooming into that certain pocket you want to target or certain area. And you have layers on the left here. And you actually can click on this and let's just say ownership time. Maybe you want to target people that are ready to, empty nesters or ready to downsize. You can hit ownership time and you can hit 20 years, and it gives you the homes that have been owned for 20 years. You can also include that with a sell score. Are they likely to list or are they not? You can see if they have any equity in the house. So I'm going to show you this in 2 seconds. I'm just giving you an overview. I see some questions coming in. But it allows you to fine tune and actually target people that are really looking to either trade up, they're looking to, maybe there's some investors you want to target in there. You have the, that are looking to sell, empty nesters, people with a lot of equity in their house. So you can use all these filters to really get to people who you would think are a good candidate to start prospecting to, and maybe sending them a mailer or information like that. You can see here too, you can see their mortgage age, you can see how much is left on the mortgage. So with Remind, you can do an expired listing search. Now the question came in, how do you get the contact information? With every expired listing you pull up, Remind does have contact information for it. The only difference between Remind and HomeSnap is that Remind will charge you for that contact $3. Or you can find out who the expired listing is and take it into HomeSnap and find their contact information there. So again, it's a little bit of homework to do. But once you've got this list and it's targeted, you could use that. So let me go into Remind, and I have some questions coming in. So before I do that, I will take these questions. So Remind, again, the way you access that is, close some of these tabs. The resources tab in Stratus, right? Where we went to list track and RPR. Here is Remind, and it takes you there. Let me get some questions. HomeSnap is free. The Pro version, I keep getting, it's $4.99 a month. It's a free, HomeSnap Pro is free. It's simple as that. How much does it cost when I use the information from HomeSnap? It does not cost. HomeSnap Pro is free. Okay, there is a Pro Plus version if you wanted to take advantage of some of their social media marketing and some of their paid features, but the features I showed you were free. Where can I find it for HSCAR users? Same thing, you go to your app store and download it. Anybody that is LIBOR or Hudson Gateway or OneKey MLS all has access to HomeSnap Pro. All right. So another question, how did you get to off market on HomeSnap? You just search an area and you see they will pull up off market homes. Okay, before I take some more questions, I see a few coming in. I'll get back to those in 2 seconds. Let me just show you Remind, because we're almost at 45 minutes and I don't want to keep everybody in or anybody. Let me get a Remind, I just lost track. Right there it is. So right there you hit Remind. And I just want to show you how this works. I got to log in again. You should be logged in. It'll take you right there. Okay, so again, I'm just doing a very quick overview so you can get the feel of it. We do have training and videos and all that. There's a support tab here with great videos. So let's go to search, right? Again, just so you can get the gist. Let's just say you work in Massapequa. Type in Massapequa. Brings up schools, but we're gonna just go to Massapequa. Right, Massapequa, New York, takes us there. Now we got to scroll in a little bit more. Keep in mind, we're from a very far out view. We'll scroll in. And you can scroll to where the area is you want to target. Remind is great. You don't want to use Remind really for targeting a whole huge area because if you're going to do mailers, that gets expensive. So mailers they do cost money. So that's why this is a great tool to target who should be getting a mailer and who's worth that marketing dollar. So let's go in a little bit more. Say you want to target people around the Fairfield Elementary School. I'm going to keep scrolling until you get these blue dots. And this is the area, right? So let's just say you want to, I'm just using an example, target people that have been in their homes for, see, it gives you a whole different amount of years, maybe 15 to 20 years. Just put that in there. You hit apply. And what they do is there's not a lot, but they give you the people that have been in their homes for 15 to 20 years. Let me just open this up because there's not a lot. Okay, well, you get the idea. I don't want to take too much time on this. You can also do home equity, how much equity they have in the home, right? So you can use all these different filters. You can do a sell score. Maybe they're medium ready to sell because maybe you want to prospect them on a course of a couple of drips, right? So you get all these different areas. Now, these are the people that are maybe looking like they're going to sell. And again, that's how that works. Somebody asked about the mortgage. Here is a mortgage age, right? And the mortgage rate. So you can target however you want with that, but you can look up individually. So say we're targeting off-market properties. You see how I have the screen here? Here's all the properties. And then you hit, maybe you get to this where it's 100 people, 100 potential homeowners right here. I'm at 29, but let's just say it's 100. You hit select all and you add them to a cart, right? You give that list a name. Let's just say Massapequa. Again, I'm going kind of quick, but just showing you the gist of what you can do here. You add to the cart. Now this is where you can actually extract all this information. You can extract a CSV. You can create mailing labels. And you can actually look up specific properties if you wanted to do that. And that's where you get the mortgage right here. Let's just say this is a property you want to look up. It comes up on the right here. I click here and it gives you all the property details. So you can actually zoom in on each property if you want to get more specific. But again, this is more for creating lists of people that are likely to sell. And if we scroll down, we can see active mortgage, original amount, long-term rate, loan type with bank, estimated payment, pretty good payment, right? Valuation, schools, demographics. So you can, Remind also gives you some great tools to work with. So any questions coming in? Yes, Remind is who wants to charge. If you want to get the contact information on this property, yes, Remind charges for the contact information, but you could always look, if there's a couple properties you want to get some contact information for, again, just doing your homework and going back into HomeSnap and getting the contact information there based off the list on Remind. So again, to get these new listings, it does take a little bit of work, but you have the tools here to really help you narrow and hone in on these sellers. I noticed many of the listings on Remind, the status should be under contract, but they show it as available. I'm not too sure why that is. I got to ask Remind. Is there a limit on how many towns you can? You can search, you don't want to search multiple towns like Massapequa and, Hempstead together, but you can, search whatever towns you want. how does this platform acquire to the sellers? I'm not too sure if you want to maybe rephrase that. I mean, you can prospect potential sellers with this and get new leads, what I just showed you, but I'm not sure acquire. If you want to rephrase that, I can help you maybe. OneKey expand their relationship with Remind. The plan is very basic. No, but right now this is what it is. But you can, it is somewhat basic, but you know, if it's working for you, then, you know, I don't know if you wanted to upgrade, or you could split it with a few agents, or I know there's a couple groups of agents that get together and split the cost and use it to prospect and get new listings, but it is basic. Yes, it's a basic plan, but you can get the information you need. Okay. Not giving information like phone number unless I sign. Correct. Remind won't give you the contact information. You could see who the homeowners are. Like if I scroll down, associated people, I can see who they are. I mean, I can also see their contact information because I have, so I work for the MLS, I get that for demo purposes, but no, this information will not be available, but you can see who they are. And again, you can look up some of these properties in HomeSnap too and get the contact information there. So let me just go back. Any questions? We're kind of nearing the end. I don't want to, again, the HomeSnap Pro will give you contact information. It's for the HomeSnap Pro. It will give you contact information that is free, that's included. That's why I showed it today. The recording is going to be emailed to everybody. There will be a recording of this webinar. There will be, the slides will come with it. My contact information. I also, just real quick, I also send out every other week a tech tip that goes to your email we have on file. And I'm always giving you updates and enhancements and ways to use these tools. So just the refreshers. So if you're not getting this, just give customer service a shout and let them know that you're not, or email me. Again, everything that comes out with these products, I send every other Tuesday, just a refresher email, some new stuff or new ways to use these tools. And classes and training, we do have classes and training on this on the education tab. And a lot of these companies such as HomeSnap and Remind have their own support tabs. So when you're accessing these tools, and same as RPR, there's a great, they all have great webinars and tutorials in there. And you can always contact me whenever you want. I have some questions coming in. Oh, that's it. Yeah, so you can always contact me anytime you want. So I really appreciate it for everybody hopping on today. And I'm coming out, but hopping on the computer. And again, I look forward to hearing from you or seeing you through any kind of questions you have. So thanks a lot.